Hey guys, the Langbanger here. Deck profile, Rabbit for September 1st, 2012. Now, I try to innovate as often as I can. When it comes down to it, the meta decks, they're the ones that come out on top. The simpler you are with deck building, the better off you usually are. But I'm here to break that statement. I have my Rabbit deck right in front of you, and by looking at it, you can see it is quite awkward. Now, the regular Rabbit build, just whatever, it will be a little more consistent, but you know what? Regular Rabbit, everyone knows how all the plays work. Everyone knows what to expect. But with a deck like this, you actually have an extra element. And that extra element is Gem Merchant, which is a mini Kalut for normal Earth monsters. So, by looking at my deck list, you have 3 Crawling Dragon number 2, 3 Sabersaurus, 3 Twin-Headed King Rex, 3 Valor, 3 Gem Merchant, Gores, 2 Rabbit, Singin, and 2 Torgad. That's the monster lineup. Now, I'm using 9 normal monsters, which may seem insane because people often open up normal monsters a lot when they only use 6. Hey, that's fine, but like I said, this does have some sort of different plays than Rabbit. What's cool about this, if you have Rabbit, in your hand, hey, that's fine, play it. But it's actually cool when you don't open up Rabbit. Well, I shouldn't say it's cool, but at least you can work around it. Let's say you have to summon a normal monster, that's completely fine, because by looking at all my spell and traps, you have stuff to keep your monster on the board, and you also have your Kalut for normal Earth monsters. So that's just really cool. And if my guy gains 1,000 attack off Gem Merchant, you have Crawling Dragon number 2 at 2,600, Sabersaurus becomes 2,900, and Twin-Headed King Rex also becomes 2,600. So with a normal monster and a Kalut in hand, I'm going to keep calling it Kalut. There's not going to be much it's going to be able to get past that. And that's why I really like this deck, because if you sit down and you play me at a regional or whatever, and you see normal monsters, you're going to be expecting, the typical plays. And that's what I like about this deck, is the surprise factor. It gives that little bit of extra protection, because now that they know that you're using Gem Merchant, now they're going to have to get rid of your monster instead of just summoning a monster and then attacking over it, because now they're in fear of losing whatever powerful monster they got on the board. And that's what I really like here. Onto the spells, you have Book of Moon, Dark Hole, 2 lands, Heavy, Reborn, 2 MST, and 2 Duality. Normal Rabbit decks do not use dualities. All the other spells you would see in there. Now, I like duality because I'm using a mass amount of normal monsters, which obviously isn't fine, but I'm saying if you happen to draw it, which will happen, now you want to dig and grab some protection. Now, also, pretty sure I didn't mention this, just like a typical Rabbit deck, with a normal monster on the board, now you have an extra way of keeping that monster on the board. Then, next turn, you can summon another dino. And that's just something nice, because, yeah, the same thing could happen if you have Lance set and then you summon a Sabersaurus. But if you just summon a Sabersaurus and then you set a Lance and have Merchant in hand, or, whatever combination, you can take any of these protection cards that you have right in front of you. Now, if they have MST, or if they have a way to get rid of one of your cards, now you have backup. That's what I really like. Onto the traps, you have 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Call of the Haunted, 1 Common Charity, 2 Dimensional Prison, Solemn Judgment, and 2 Solemn Warning. Now, Common Charity, the text reads, draw 2 cards, then remove from play 1 normal monster card from your hand. If you don't have any normal monsters in your hand, send all cards in your hand to the graveyard. Now, obviously, you're not going to play this card unless you have a normal in your hand. But if you're using 9 normals, odds are you're going to open up one or draw into one at some point. It's going to happen, actually. So this just gives you a little bit of draw power. You don't want to go too crazy, because in theory, like let's say you're using gadgets, why don't you see draw cards in there? Well, that's because you don't want to draw into those extra gadgets. You actually want to search them out. So with this deck, with Rabbit, you want to bring out the normal monsters from your deck. If you just draw into a bunch of normals, your rabbits may not be able to go off anymore, and that's just bad. But I just like the little bit of draw power. So let me know what you guys think of this deck. I believe I mentioned it at the beginning. In no way am I saying this is amazing. I'm just simply saying this does have a surprise factor built inside of it. Let me know what you guys think. Leave comments down below. And hey, have a good day.